Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. Today I have a Bible journaling process for you featuring the new Creative Retreat Faith Art Box, and this is Everyday Discipling. It is a creative devotional that is written by Haley Mullins. I have really loved digging into this. You guys, this is so good. I already have tons of ideas of different Bible pages that I want to do. If you missed the unboxing of this, I will link it below and also up here in the eye so you guys can check this out. But I am going to be doing a little bit of some distress oxide in the background. Also, I want to use this big media outline stamp from By the Well for God along with the digitals. And so I'm going to be doing a mix of a lot of things to do some notes. And I have kind of what I want to do here. So I'm going to start that process and then let's dig in. Okay, darling, so the first thing I'm going to do is work on my background, and then I'll move on to my stamping. I have pulled out the Distress Oxide color, A Tattered Rose, and this is by Tim Holtz. And this Distress Oxide works beautifully with water. It reacts with water. So I'm going to be doing the smooshing method. It's one of my favorite methods for background if you are new here. And I'm going to add my first layer, spritz some water with my Distress sprayer on some packaging, and smoosh that right onto the page. I love layering when it comes to smooshing methods. So I'm going to put my Bible aside, and then I am going to work on stamping while I wait. So now I've pulled out my VersaFine Black Onyx ink. This is an archival ink, which is great because it doesn't move with water like Distress Oxide does. And I'm going to be using the Big Idea number stamp in conjunction with this VersaFine Black Onyx ink. So what I'm going to do is grab my numbers. I'm going to stamp those out on these patterns. I knew I wanted to alternate the colors, and then I am going to cut those out. There are 4 color swatches or pattern swatches in the Faithful Digitals, and I decided to go with the blue background with the watercolor florals and also the grid with the peach background because I wanted one very busy one and one very neutral one. I thought they would go well with the other swatch that is a white background with some falling watercolor florals, and you will see why. These are going to blend beautifully on my page. And so I'm not going to make you watch me fussy cut all of the numbers out, but after I stamped them out, I cut them out, and I really love how these make a big impact on the page. You'll see soon. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is cut out the other swatch watercolor floral like I told you guys. And instead of using the white part, I'm actually going to cut that out, fussy cut that out even more. But now I'm adding my second layer of that Distress Oxide onto my page. When you layer these in your background, it looks so much better. So layer, set dry, layer again. And every time you're building on the color, but also it creates more of that smooshy watercolor look with different types of impressions. And so here I'm going to fussy cut out that watercolor floral part, and I'm going to be using this at the top of my page. Now using my heat gun, I'm going to dry that last layer. Trust me, here it doesn't look as impactful, but in person, definitely, I love this background. It's super pretty. And now I'm going to add that at the top of my page. So I'm using my favorite liquid glue, the Tombow Mono liquid glue, and I'm going to add that to this piece. And then I'm going to attach that to the top here. And it fits perfectly. And I love how that looks like it's cascading down on the page. So that's going to be the top of my page. And then now I'm going to arrange my numbers. So my first thought was to do 1, 2 on each side and kind of have them off-centered like that. But then I decided that I'm just going to layer these right on top of the other because it actually looks a little bit better. And I think that you'll be able to follow the notes better. So I am going to be adding those to my page as well. As I'm gluing that down, I'm thinking about the 4 things that I wrote out during my Bible study. And what I am actually going to feature on this page are 4 steps to discipleship that I pulled from the devotional and from my study time. And I picked 4 different steps, kind of just summarizing that. And I love the way that Haley really makes us look to discipleship in a different way. So the first one is going to be hear the good news. The second one is going to be repent and believe. Then the third will be get baptized. And the fourth will be to live in obedience. I am going to be using some of the cardstock stickers that came with the kit. I love this slate blue. It's a very pretty color. And so I'm going to be using that to spell out the words. And then I'll be going into my stash and pulling out some other colors as well. The pink is very light, but what I love about these cardstock stickers is they are great for coloring. So yes, you can use your Big Pit markers, or you can use maybe any other type of mild liners or things that you have in your stash, even inks to color these in. So I thought about possibly using it in mix with the stamp set, but I forego that. And now I'm gonna dig into my stash. Of course, I won't make you watch me lay down all of these alphas, but here I am outlining them, and this is going to make them pop off my page a little bit more, and it matches the numbers beautifully because the numbers are outlined in black as well. Over on the left-hand side, I am going to go ahead and highlight my verses. I'm actually journaling here in Mark chapter 16, verses 14 through 20, where it speaks about the Great Commission. And I'm also going to add the cross-reference into Matthew 28, 1 through 8, because that page was already journaled. Lastly, I'll add the date stamp to my page using a big Studio Calico date stamp with the color Peachy Keen. And I'll also pull out the Creative Retreat Wonky Hearts from the Faithfield Digitals. And I think that rounds off and finishes off my page beautifully. That is it, darlings. That is the last look of how it turned out. I love this. I love the simplicity of it, but it's still creative, but I got some good notes down. And of course, over here, I added the Matthew 28 cross-reference. And I really love this page. Beautiful colors. I'm gonna link below this kit if you have not checked it out. But if you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing. Hit the like button and notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for joining me each and every video, darlings. God bless. Bye.